Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining us. I think we have nearly everyone here live, so we're just about ready to go.
Hi everyone, Pat Kiley here, Rowing Ireland. Hope everybody's good. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's great to see such a big crowd. I'd like to introduce you to Leanne from Event Masters, who's been working with us over the last number of months to prepare this new affiliation system. Tonight, we're only going to be talking about the club affiliation part of the affiliation process at Rowing Ireland. We won't be talking about the membership system. We'll do that later into December. All right. Your mics have been muted. So if you want to raise a question, if you could do it through the question or the chat option at the top of the screen, that would be great. We have nearly 60 people attending tonight, so if you could keep your questions short and sweet, and we'll try and cover. We won't leave the meeting until we've covered all your questions. Thank you very much. I'll hand you over to Leanne.
Thanks for that, Pat. You're all very welcome. And yeah, again, so the goal of this evening is just to make sure you guys are comfortable and you have a preview of what the affiliation process is going to look like for the upcoming year. So what we're going to go through, just in terms of a step by step. So on Wednesday, when the system opens, you're all going to receive an activation email. So this is what it looks like here. It's basically going to say, click here to activate your account. This basically will allow you to log into the system to be able to set your password. So we have a support guide here as well. I'm obviously going to walk you through it for this evening, but we'll be making this PDF available as well as a support guide on Wednesday as well. So it's fairly user friendly. So you're going to come on and set your password. The next step then is that you're going to log into to your account with the password that you just set. And then the next step is setting up your two-factor authentication. So because you're going to have access to data that isn't your own through the platform, be it from your members and other club officials, there is a requirement to use the two-factor authentication. So we use the Google Authenticator. So again, it's free to use the app. So the first step here is just ticking a box to say I've downloaded the Google Authenticator onto my phone. You don't need to have a Google account to use this. All you need is a smartphone. So we've included here what the app icon looks like as well for the right one. Within the app then itself, there's just a little plus icon down in the bottom right hand corner, or if you're setting up the Google Authenticator for the first time, the first option you'll see here is to scan a QR code. So once you're in the app, on your screen on the membership portal to log in, then this is where you see your QR code when you click on to the next step. So you just need to scan that with your Google Authenticator app, and it'll automatically then give you your code. So you'll always have this code in your Google Authenticator app on your phone. So when you log in, you can log in securely. So very similar to, any kind of other banking apps and other kind of validations on your phone now. It's just instead of a text message, it's a Google. You're just using the Google Authenticator app. Um, and yeah, once you log in, you're just going to type that code in onto your screen, the one that matches the code in your app, and you'll be through into the affiliation flow for this year, which you're going to go through next. Um, Again, it's very user friendly. In case that I went through it quickly here, all the instructions are on screen as well. And it's again, it should take no more than two minutes to set it up, and you're only going to have to set it up once, and you'll be good to go then for the rest of the year as well. If anyone is having any issues with this or you're not familiar, you can always contact support at Eventmaster as well, and our team would be delighted to help you get set up. So don't worry if there's anyone that's not feeling too tech savvy with the maps on the call. Um, I don't see any questions so far. Again, feel free to pop anything in the Q&A box. or the chat option as we're going along here as well. But we have first one. What are the options where a smartphone is not available for two-factor authentication? There isn't one at the moment, David. We are working on having text options available. Um, but yeah, feel free to reach out to our team directly, and we can work with you on that. So yeah, well, once you come into the system essentially on Wednesday, um, if you're going through your setup here, you're going to be brought straight into the affiliation screen. But this is what the whole platform will look like. Um, so we'll be sending out this link as well, just so you can bookmark it for the year ahead. So it's membership.rowingireland.ie, and all your quick links will be in here. So be it for club affiliation or different user guides then as well. So for this one, we're just going to click into the club affiliation part. I have our test club here, so we can do a run through now. Sorry, just another question came in there. Can two people access this from one club, one to pay and one to do admin? Yeah, we'll show you that now. So, the club chairperson and the club secretary, all the different club users that we have, will all have access to this. So, say for example, if I log in and I'm the chairperson and I fill in the affiliation form and the safety audit, um, another person, once they log in, they can see, oh, this step is completed, and I can see the payment still needs to go through, so I can do that step. So yeah, everyone will have access to do this as well. Uh, will the authenticator code change each year with the new club secretary? So the authenticator code is unique to your email. Apologies, I think this is my voice already. Um, so yeah, if you're sharing an email address, we can reset it for you each year so that new secretary can get a new code to their phone. Or likewise, if you've lost your phone or got a new phone throughout the year, we can reset it as well at any time, and you can get a new set of codes. Perfect. So the first step here is the affiliation and safety audit. It's the very same form as the last few years. The only difference is now it's on the portal and not on the Rowan Ireland website directly. Um, a big thing that's been added, and again, a plus for everyone on the system. Uh, if we go to the very bottom of it, you can stop and go back to the form at any time because there's a save draft function. So as you'll notice with this one here, I've filled out part of it already. For the preview this evening. So you can save the draft at any time. For example, if you needed to go back and say you didn't have your insurance certificate to upload to hand, you can always come back and do it later. So yeah, we have our club details section, safeguarding, insurance then as well. For the insurance, this is one of the uploads that you're going to have to do in the form as well will have a list of the required documents that you'll need so you can prep them in advance. For the insurance, you'll also need to put in the expiry date of it as well. And you can do that just by clicking on the calendar icon next to that question. For the different questions, you'll notice this is a new addition this year as well, that you have a to address option in the questions. So, for example, if this isn't something that your club is currently doing or something that your club needs to look at, if you click to address, you'll need to put in a date that this will need to be addressed by. Um, so when Rowan Ireland official is reviewing your uh, affiliation form, they'll be checking this date and they can follow up with you then that you've completed the required steps for the affiliation then as well. Uh, so again, this is the very same questions as last year, both in Blades management. Um, yes, no to address. you'll have to upload a copy of your signed club safety statement as well. This is one of the required uploads too. Um, and for the next upload then is your first aid or your club's emergency action plan. So I'll just upload a file here from our computer. I don't think. Again, any other questions, feel free to pop them in as we're going through the different sections here. And again, right, all these are yes or to address, and if it's to address, you'll just need to pop in the date as a requirement as well. The defibrillator section, incidents and reporting procedures, safety aids. Again, all these are the same as last year. There's no different questions here. In a capsize, and just making sure we have all these required questions filled out. Launches of diving, training camp. Now I'll just fill in these last few questions here then as well. The last step is just to tick the terms and conditions, and we're going to hit on proceed. Richard, can only one member be able to log in for each club? No, Richard, I think it's going to be the club chairperson and the secretaries that will have access to the system. So like that, for example, if I was a secretary and I logged out right now, if the secretary logs in, she'll be able to see the exact same screen as me. She'll see that the safety audit has been done and it's just the payment that's actionable next. So again, multiple people can access it to do the affiliation at different stages together. And then as well, having that save draft option on the affiliation form. Again, multiple people can go in and access and see the draft and work together on filling in the form. So for the affiliation fees, the different options are laid out here as well. So the full membership, schools membership, restricted coastal. Sorry, I'm recovering from a chest infection. And the coastal sleep affiliation fee then as well. So once you select your membership type, you can go move on to the order summary. So this is where you can pay the affiliation fee. So this is an online payment for this year. The test card here. So you can do and you can pay everything through the system. Are we all okay so far? What format should the documents be? PDF or other? They can be PDFs or pictures as well, Teresa. So if you're just make sure that the picture is clear, so when a Rowan Ireland official is reviewing the document, they can clearly see, as well with any kind of expiry dates that are on the documents as well. So I'm just going to click pay here. We can move on to the final step. So in this one, you'll have your order number for the payment that's just gone through, and you're just going to click on the return to dashboard option. Is the only option to pay by card. It is for this year, Clark, unless I'm mistaken, Pat.
No, that is correct. Payment for membership and for affiliation will only be accepted by card now. Excuse me.
Just another question there. Is there no junior membership this year? I might be wrong, but is the schools affiliation, is that what you mean by junior membership?
Yes, at the EGM last night, junior membership has changed from junior membership to school club membership. And a school club is a club that is only that has only members who are part of a school, not part of a club, and only has junior members. That would be communicated to all clubs before the end of the week. That was voted on last night or yesterday afternoon at the EGM.
For each of the different payment options there as well, there's a short description underneath each one. So if you're not sure, even at the time of the affiliation, you can just have a quick look at the short description then as well if you're not sure, as well to see what's included in that affiliation fee. Perfect. So our final step is to assign our club officials. If there's any existing. So, for example, if you have your club captain and secretary on already, these details would be pre-filled. So this is just my test one here. And we're just going to add in our captain and our secretary. That's the email. So once you're doing this, it's important that you check that the email of the person is correct that you're entering. Based on the email address, they will automatically have access to the system then as well, as a club user. So it'll all be automated for you. Uh,
So the question there, lads, these somebody asked the question there, will these contact details appear to public? And they will not. The administrators from Rowing Ireland will be able to see them, but nobody else except them. The only people who can see your information are the people who have the authority to sign on to your account in your club. Yes, you can edit the names. So if you have a change of secretary during the year, you can also change the names online, which will automatically update our database for communications with club secretaries and officials as well.
yeah, perfect. Did we require club president details last year, or is this new? Is it required? That might be one for you, Pat.
Yeah, well, you need to know who the chairman or some clubs call him the chairperson, other clubs call him the president, and we look for that information, please, to be provided.
Pat wants to know, is there a list of required documents? There is, Pat, and we can circulate that before Wednesday as well. Just so you have your insurance, your signed safety statement, and a copy of your emergency plan as well, or the three ones that you'll need. But we can circulate that as well before Wednesday. Is it only the people listed in this section that can log into the system? It is, Helga. So these are your required officials. So it's just for now, it'll just be your club captain, the secretary, the safety advisor, the chairperson or president, the designated liaison person. But when you log in as well, you'll have access to add any additional users to the club as well. So if it helps, Pat, I can do up a support guide on how to add in officials after the affiliation process as well. So you'll have access on guides on how to do that, but it's the very same process as this, where it's just popping in the first name, last name, and email of the person as well. Perfect. We might finish this step though. I don't think there's any other questions that came in unless I missed one here. What is the closing date for affiliation? For you might be best to handle this one, Pat.
Sorry, what was that question? Sorry, I asked you.
The closing, the official closing date for the affiliation.
So affiliation this year is going to go to the first week in January because we realised that we are opening it later this year than we did last year. So we're going to go to the first week in January to give people time to affiliate their club. There was another question there about the designated liaison person. Under the safeguarding policy on the Safeguarding Act, every club must have a designated liaison person. If you have junior members, and people in the club must know who that designated liaison person is. So that's who we're looking for there. But I see, Gordon, you asked the question. I will check there to ensure that the wording is the same for clubs that may be dealing with Sport NI for their safeguarding. I'll make a note of it here and see, do we need to put in different wording there for those clubs. Thank you for bringing that up there. Okay.
So once you press assign on all your officials, then you have completed all the different sections of the system. So at this point, your affiliation status will be set to pending, and a member of the Rowan Ireland the Road Ireland team will be reviewing the applications and your documents that you uploaded. And once your affiliation has been approved, you'll receive an automated email then from the system then as well that your club is fully affiliated for the upcoming year. I think we had a few other. I think you answered that one, Pat, the designated liaison person. Um, our captain is the chairperson, but we have a president, but they're not on the committee. Also, we don't have a card. Someone has to pay this out of their personal account. Our captain is the captain and the chairperson. Can they be the same?
Yes,
person?
they can. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. No issue with a person holding 2 to 3 roles. For duplicate roles, again, we can send out a support on that one as well, Richard. For those ones, you'll just need to select an email address from the drop down of the roles that are there for the person to have a duplicate role. But we can send out a support guide for any clubs that would have duplicate roles for the different positions. Our club treasurer makes payments. How do we include him?
You can add the person on. We'll show you that in the files. You can add a person onto a role if you want to, and then they can go and make the payments, or they can sit with the secretary for that few minutes and put in the details and make the payment if that's required. All right. Also, that's correct. There's a question there. If you don't have junior members, then you don't have to have a liaison officer. It's not required. Okay. It's okay for 2 people to hold a number of roles, or for 1 person to hold a number of roles within the club as well.
And that's great, Pat. I think that's all the questions in the Q&A and the chat box.
Okay, I just want to address a few things. So
yeah, perfect.
Some of the issues we had with the old system, a lot of people complained about, were that when they were filling in the document, if they had to stop halfway through, they had to start again, and the information was saved. It will now be saved as long as you press the button at the bottom of the information to say save draft. Also, what will happen in the next every year from this on is your information will be pre-populated, so you won't have to fill out the whole document again. You'll just have to change if there are any changes to your safety procedures or your address or your documentation, you can change those, but the documents will be pre-populated for you. The 2-factor authorization is very important to us because of the data we're dealing with. And just to be clear, that when you do get in, the only information you will be able to see as the secretary or chairperson or the designated person in your club will be your club's information. You will not be able to see other people's information. All right. It's important also that we're looking for in the documentation, when was it last reviewed? So if you have a safety statement that's 5 years old, that needs to be reviewed and it needs to be looked at. All right. Remember, the whole idea of bringing that safety audit was to save as a prompt to clubs about safety matters that needs to be addressed. All right. So, and that's what we're continuing to do with this system. Any other questions? All right, you can contact me on clubsupport@rowingireland.ie if anybody has any questions over the next couple of days. The system will be going live at 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning, just for affiliate club affiliation only. And over the next couple of weeks, then we'll introduce the membership system. And there's a new message I think just came through there.
Oh no, that was just me, Pat. I said I'd pop
Oh yeah,
our
okay.
own support email in there as well. But yeah, we're hoping to have a lot more sessions like these as well, and supporting you guys all getting onboarded and getting comfortable and enjoying using the system. Um, so yeah, I hope you liked the webinar, guys, as well, and hopefully I'll be seeing you soon as well.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good evening. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.